How can we possibly end such a year that has been nothing short of booming? Well, SpaceX has an answer to that. Adding to the excitement, the company's leader Elon Musk stirred things up with a confirmed launch date. Meanwhile, India has taken a significant step forward for its future missions. In contrast, China's aerospace industry has experienced an unexpected change at the helm. We've got a lot to talk about, especially since this will be the last episode of Great SpaceX to cap off 2024. So without further ado, let's begin. 2025 is shaping up to be an exciting year for SpaceX, especially for the Starship program. The journey begins with Flight 7, which has been the focus of significant activity in recent weeks. After conducting powerful static fire tests, the stages of Flight 7 were returned to the production site for further inspection and preparation. B-14 arrived back at the site on December 10th, while Ship 33 followed a week later on December 17th. These checks are critical steps to ensure that both stages are fully ready for their next milestone, the journey to the launch pad. Hints about the imminent move to the launch pad emerged through road closure schedules published a few days ago. True to schedule, B-14 was moved to the Mega Bay doors on December 30th. By 13 past 4 that afternoon, B-14, secured on its transport stand, officially rolled out of the Mega Bay. One notable feature of B-14 was immediately apparent. Its crown, or hot staging ring, was prominently visible atop the booster. This marks a key element in SpaceX's evolving design for Starship launches. Additionally, SpaceX conducted visible operations with the grid fins, likely to address concerns raised earlier this month. Observers had noted potential issues with B-14's top section during its December 10th post-static fire checks, but these tests seem to have confirmed the booster's readiness. The booster's move to the launch pad took approximately 2 hours. By the time of this update, B-14 had reached the center of the chopsticks, signaling its imminent lift onto the OLM, or Orbital Launch Mount. Once positioned, B-14 will wait for S-33 to join it. S-33, however, returned to the production site later than B-14, and its checks are likely still ongoing. This process is particularly significant as S-33 is the first prototype of the Starship version 2, setting high expectations for its performance and features. Key systems undergoing inspection include its heat shield, engines, and flaps. Speculation also swirls about the possibility of some payload being integrated into S-33, adding further intrigue to this milestone flight. At the current pace of operations, S-33 is expected to roll out later this week. Once it arrives at the launch pad, it'll be stacked on B-14 for integration testing. The timeline suggests that a wet dress rehearsal could take place in the second week of January, possibly on the 6th. However, as always, confirmation will depend on updated road closure schedules. Once the WDR is complete, SpaceX will finalize preparations, including the installation of the FTS, or Flight Termination System, paving the way for the anticipated launch. Speaking of the launch, recent developments have shed light on the schedule for Flight 7. A few days ago, the FAA's advisory details listed January 10th as the primary launch date, with backup dates spanning January 11th to the 16th. While this document was later deleted, raising questions about its accuracy, Musk quickly put those doubts to rest. Responding to a query on X, Musk succinctly confirmed the date, stating 10th. If the schedule holds, Flight 7 will launch on January 10th of 2025, just 52 days after Flight 6. This turnaround time, while slightly longer than the gap between Flights 5 and 6, represents an impressive improvement over earlier intervals. Much of this progress can be attributed to the streamlined FAA approval process, with the FAA currently reviewing a proposal for up to 25 Starship launches in 2025. Turnaround times could shorten even further, potentially averaging just 2 weeks between flights. Such a cadence would align with SpaceX's ambitious goal of achieving 2 flights per month. Are you ready for Flight 7? Let us know by replying 7 in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on SpaceX's journey into the future. Back to Starship, beyond the recent developments, we're set to witness several additional updates to the vehicle and its infrastructure at Starbase. Starting with B-14, this marks the first time it's paired with Starship V2, and it has undergone significant reinforcements. The booster's body has been enhanced with stringers to increase durability. Additionally, following some testing issues, the grid fin system has been modified. These upgrades are crucial since SpaceX plans to catch the booster with Mechazilla arms on the next flight. Alongside the grid fins, the engines will also receive upgrades, not only to support navigation and deceleration, but also to prevent fires like those observed during Flight 5. Similarly, we can expect notable changes on Ship 33. Updates to its heat shield, flaps, and overall design have been widely discussed, but there may have been other modifications yet to be revealed. These enhancements will play a critical role in enabling S-33 to ascend, conduct in-space operations, and successfully re-enter and land. Supporting Starship's performance is the robust ground system infrastructure. The chopstick system has been equipped with new lifting pins designed to accommodate the V2 version of Starship. Both the OLM and the protective wall have been reinforced and repainted, preparing them for the intense launch cadence planned for 2025. Over at Pad B, work is progressing on the launch tower. Components like the OLM, flame bucket, and chopstick systems have been photographed in advanced stages of readiness, signaling imminent installation. With all these preparations, SpaceX is poised to scale up operations as soon as the green light for the next launch is granted. This momentum will undoubtedly widen SpaceX's lead over its competitors, bringing humanity closer to reaching the moon and Mars. Are you ready for that future? Now that we've covered Starship updates, let's shift focus to India and its recent advancements in space technology. At 11:30 Eastern on December 30th, the Indian Space Research Organization successfully launched the PSLV-C-60 rocket, which carried 2 satellites for the Space Docking Experiment, or SpaceX, into orbit. This mission marked a significant milestone as it demonstrated India's docking technology for the first time, an essential capability for building a space station and returning lunar samples in the future. Following the mission, ISRO Chairman S. Somanath expressed his satisfaction, stating, "I'm really happy to announce the successful accomplishment of the launch of PSLV-60 for the SpaceX mission. The rocket has placed the satellites in the right orbit. The 2 satellites, named Chaser and Target, each weigh about 220 kilograms. They are designed to autonomously rendezvous and dock with each other in orbit while conducting various experiments." According to ISRO, after successful docking and rigidization, electrical power transfer between the 2 satellites will be demonstrated before undocking and separation to begin their respective payload operations. With an expected mission life of up to 2 years, if all goes as planned, the satellites could dock for the first time on January 7th. Highlighting the significance of this technology, ISRO officials noted, "This technology is essential for India's space ambitions, such as Indian on Moon, sample return from the Moon, the building and operation of Bharatiya Antariksh Station, or BAS, and etc. In-space docking technology is essential when multiple rocket launches are required to achieve common mission objectives." One major mission relying on this technology is the Chandrayaan-4 lunar sample return mission slated for 2028. This mission will integrate a sample return vehicle and a return capsule. India's progress underscores its determination to become a key player in the global space race. With such advancements, it's clear that ISRO is a force to be reckoned with. Let's see how far they can go in the years to come. And for our final update, let's shift our attention to China, where a significant change in aerospace leadership is underway. The current head of the China National Space Administration, or CNSA for short, Zhang Kejian, is set to step down after more than 6 years in office, having served since May of 2018. Zhang will be succeeded by Shan Zhongde, whose impressive career includes serving as the president of Nanjing University of Aeronautics and Astronautics, holding various leadership roles at the China Academy of Machinery, Science, and Technology, and most recently serving as one of the vice ministers of the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology in early 2024. Under Zhang's leadership, China made remarkable progress in lunar exploration, Mars missions, and the development of its space station, while laying the groundwork for crewed lunar missions and a potential moon base. Zhangde is expected to build on these achievements and drive further innovation in China's space ambitions. However, the sudden and somewhat surprising leadership change raises questions. Positive transitions often involve reappointments, promotions, or retirements, and Zhang, now 63, may simply be retiring. Yet the announcement on December 26th included Zhang's removal from his role as Party Secretary of the State Administration for National Defense Science, Technology, and Industry, hinting at potential underlying issues. Given that the head of SASTIND also oversees CNSA and the China Atomic Energy Authority, or CAEA, these changes could have broader implications. In contrast, NASA is preparing for a leadership transition as well, with Jared Isaacman set to succeed Bill Nelson. Unlike the situation in China, this shift reflects a positive and planned change. For China, however, the future of its space program under Zhangde remains uncertain. All eyes will be on how this leadership change shapes the nation's ambitious aerospace agenda. So awesome! That's how Elon Musk described what's in store for Starship in particular and SpaceX in general for the upcoming year. In 2025, we can expect major advancements in vehicles, launch systems, fuel technologies, and launch plans, among other areas. Once again, SpaceX's progress is poised to dominate and overshadow the rest of the industry. As a way to thank everyone who supported our team throughout 2024 and to kick off 2025, next year promises to be an extraordinary time for SpaceX as both Starship and the entire orbital fleet gear up for unprecedented activity. The year 2024 marked a historic milestone for Falcon 9, which became the first rocket to exceed 100 launches in a single year. By the end of 2024, it is expected that Falcon 9 will have completed an astonishing 135 launches. This achievement not only solidifies SpaceX's position as a leader in space exploration, but also highlights the impressive reuse records Falcon 9 has continuously set. While Falcon Heavy experienced a relatively quieter year with only 2 launches, these missions were highly significant. They included the deployment of the GOES-U satellite and the Europa Clipper spacecraft, both critical to advancing scientific research and exploration. Dragon, on the other hand, had an exceptionally active year, carrying out 4 crewed missions. These included the Axiom mission early in the year, 2 ISS missions, Crew 8 and Crew 9, and the Polaris Dawn mission. Each of these missions showcased the versatility and reliability of the Dragon spacecraft. Musk has revealed that 2025 will push these boundaries even further, with plans for more than 180 Falcon missions. Such a figure not only surpasses the accomplishments of 2024, but also reinforces SpaceX's dominance in global payload delivery. This ambitious plan includes a wide range of important missions across SpaceX's fleet. Falcon 9 will remain integral to SpaceX's operations, taking on distant missions like the Blue Ghost lunar mission in January, the IM-2 mission in February, and the Vast Haven 1 launch in September, among others. Falcon Heavy will play a key role in launching the Griffin lunar spacecraft, while Dragon will support 6 crewed missions. These include 2 private missions, Vast and Fram-2, alongside 2 Axiom missions and 2 ISS missions, Crew 10 and Crew 11. In addition to crewed missions, Dragon will also continue its crucial cargo resupply missions to maintain ISS operations. In order to support this ambitious schedule, SpaceX is expanding its infrastructure. The company plans to take over the SLC-6 launch pad in California, which will increase its launch frequency. Upgrades are also underway for its landing systems, such as equipping the OCISLY drone ship in the Pacific with a water deluge system. This enhancement is expected to be extended to the remaining 2 drone ships, further optimizing recovery operations. As SpaceX continues to strengthen its orbital fleet, the aerospace industry is entering a transformative period. Starting next year, significant changes are anticipated in key agencies, such as NASA and the FAA, including transitions in leadership and updates to licensing processes. These developments are expected to streamline operations and encourage more space launches, benefiting companies like SpaceX while ensuring the US maintains its leadership in the face of international competition. The excitement surrounding these advancements sets the stage for a monumental 2025, a year poised to be a turning point for SpaceX. The company's ambitious plans demonstrates its dominance and unparalleled innovation within the aerospace industry, both in the US and globally. From record-breaking launch numbers to groundbreaking missions, 2025 will be the year that solidifies SpaceX's role as a pioneer in space exploration. As we look ahead, it's clear that the journey to these milestones will be filled with remarkable achievements and crazy moments. Each vehicle in SpaceX's arsenal will play a vital role in reaching these goals. For those who may need a refresher, revisiting the full scope of SpaceX's plans is well worth the effort. Now, the countdown begins. 2025 is not just another year, it's the year when SpaceX enters a new era, one defined by unparalleled progress and innovation. As the aerospace industry prepares for this transformative time, the question remains, are you ready to embrace the future SpaceX is creating? An incredible year lies ahead, and it's time to face it with anticipation and excitement. With 4 Starship launches, over 130 Falcon 9 flights, 2 Falcon Heavy launches, new reusability records, a groundbreaking landing achievement, and significant changes to ground systems, these milestones have already exceeded many expectations. However, this is just the beginning. SpaceX's ambitious plans for 2025 will push the boundaries even further, proving its dominance over the rest of the industry. Let's go ahead and start with Starship. One of the most anticipated developments is the plan to conduct 25 Starship launches at Starbase. Initially proposed mid-year, this plan faced delays due to various controversies, but made an unexpected comeback in December. According to an FAA announcement, public in-person meetings are scheduled for January 7th and the 9th, with a virtual meeting on the 13th to assess the environmental impact. This revival is a positive sign, and with recent proactive steps by the FAA, there is a strong chance the plan will be approved. And once approved, SpaceX will operate Starship at an impressive frequency of approximately 2 flights per month. For a rocket that began integrated flights less than 2 years ago, this is an extraordinary achievement. By comparison, rockets like Blue Origin's New Glenn and ULA's Vulcan lag significantly behind. These 25 flights will lay the groundwork for SpaceX to achieve an astonishing 400 Starship flights within the next 4 years. This increased cadence will allow SpaceX to meet critical objectives swiftly. The first Starship flight of 2025, designated Flight 7, aims to demonstrate the capabilities of Starship version 2, or V2 for short, which incorporates numerous enhancements. If successful, Flight 8 will attempt the highly anticipated milestone of catching the Starship with the Launch Tower's Chopsticks system, marking a crucial step toward full reusability. Following this achievement, expected by March, SpaceX plans to develop its refilling system, essential for deep space missions to the Moon and Mars. Each lunar mission will require multiple refueling flights. And SpaceX has 2 options: conduct rapid back-to-back launches to refuel the primary Starship during the mission, or build a fuel depot in orbit. In the latter scenario, tanker Starships would pre-fill the depot, allowing the primary Starship to dock and refuel during the mission. Developing this system will take time and resources, but with the recent adjustment to NASA's Artemis schedule, SpaceX now has over 2 years to perfect it. To support these ambitious plans, SpaceX is ramping up its ground systems. Meanwhile, on the production side, the newly constructed Star Factory began initial operations by the end of 2024. This facility is expected to significantly accelerate the production of Starship V2. However, its efficiency in mass production remains to be seen, especially given the massive demand for prototypes as the flight frequency increases. In addition to the Star Factory, SpaceX is likely to begin constructing the Gigabay in 2025. This new facility, intended to replace the current high bay, will offer more space for stacking and storing rocket components, enabling faster and more streamlined production. However, the main focus for 2025 will be on the launch site. Work on Pad B is progressing rapidly, with completion expected by the end of January of 2025. Pad B features a newly designed orbital launch mount with a dual flame trench system. Recent additions include a flame bucket, water deluge manifold, and water deluge deck systems, all of which aim to handle the demands of the upgraded Starship V2 and its increased launch frequency. Adjacent to Pad B, the launch tower system was carefully stacked in August. The installation of the chopsticks catching mechanism is the next major step. Preparations for this began with the setup of chopstick install jigs. And while parts of the mechanism arrived earlier this year, some components are still pending. Full installation is anticipated in the early weeks of 2025. Once operational, this system will play a pivotal role in launching and catching rockets, enabling SpaceX to achieve its reusability goals. Alongside that, the tank farm system at Starbase is undergoing continuous expansion. In 2024, vertical tanks were replaced with horizontal ones, and new liquid oxygen and methane tanks were added to increase capacity. These expansions will support the operations of both towers and accommodate the larger fuel demands of Starship version 2. Another potential development for the tank farm, though not officially announced, involves building on-site fuel production facilities. Producing liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen locally would significantly reduce delivery costs for tests and launches. However, challenges like securing a reliable power supply and expanding the land for construction must be addressed. If successful, this initiative would make Starbase largely self-sufficient, paving the way for its evolution into Starbase City or the gateway to Mars. Over in Florida, the Starship system at Kennedy Space Center is also expecting to undergo major upgrades in 2025. These improvements will prepare the facility for NASA's upcoming mission, further vetting SpaceX's role as a leader in space exploration. What do you think about these ambitious plans and upgrades for Starship in the coming year? Comment 25 awesome below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on SpaceX's journey. As we wrap up one of our final episodes for 2024, we'd like to express our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has supported Great SpaceX this year. Your encouragement has been a tremendous source of motivation, and together, we've witnessed an incredible year of milestones with SpaceX. As the new year approaches, we look forward to continuing this journey with you as SpaceX achieves even greater milestones. Thank you for being part of this amazing adventure. Which rocket engine is generating the most buzz right now? For many, the answer is likely Starship's Raptor 3, the most advanced and powerful version to date. But did you know that this isn't the ultimate goal for SpaceX? Enter the Raptor 4, a supercharged evolution of the engine that's already redefining what's possible in space exploration. With groundbreaking upgrades and immense power, this new version is shaping up to be worth the wait. But just how powerful will the Raptor 4 be? Starship is rapidly evolving, with the V2 version set to debut soon, and the even more advanced Starship V3 already on the horizon. Each iteration brings significant upgrades across every system, but none are more transformative than those applied to its engines. In the initial V1 versions of Starship, the Raptor 2 engine was the powerhouse of choice. With an impressive 230 tons of thrust at sea level and 258 tons in a vacuum, Raptor 2 propelled Starship to a liftoff thrust exceeding 7,000 tons, twice the strength of the legendary Saturn V, which was powered by the iconic F1 engine. However, change is coming. Starting early next year, Starship will transition to the V2 prototype, which is expected to initially use Raptor 2, but the real excitement lies in the arrival of Raptor 3. Elon Musk has confirmed that this upgraded engine will make its debut next year, likely alongside the V2 upgrade for the Super Heavy booster. Raptor 3 was first introduced in 2023, demonstrating a thrust of 269 tons during testing. By this year, it had surpassed expectations, with its sea-level thrust climbing to 280 tons and vacuum thrust reaching an astounding 306 tons. This upgrade will elevate Starship's overall thrust to over 9,200 tons, and Musk isn't stopping there. He has hinted that SpaceX aims to push Raptor 3 to an incredible 300 tons of thrust potentially bringing Starship's total liftoff power to an astonishing 9,900 tons. Exciting, isn't it? But wait, that's just the appetizer. Enter the star of the show, Raptor 4. During a presentation in early 2024, Musk teased the development of a Raptor engine capable of reaching 330 tons of thrust. He later emphasized this vision during a visit from Tim Dodd and the Everyday Astronaut team. With such power, the future Starship could break the monumental 10,000-ton thrust barrier, making it 3 times more powerful than the Saturn V, a true game-changer in aerospace engineering. While thrust is the headline, the design evolution of the Raptor engines deserves just as much attention. SpaceX's journey of refining the Raptor engine has been nothing short of remarkable. The original Raptor 1 design was complex and heavy, laden with numerous small sensitive parts. By the time Raptor 2 arrived, SpaceX had drastically simplified the engine, integrating many components and reducing its weight from 2,000 kilograms to 1,600. In 2024, the unveiling of Raptor 3 took the streamlining process even further. The new design reduced the number of small systems to a bare minimum, integrating them into larger, more efficient assemblies. The result was a lighter engine, now weighing just 1,525 kilos. This simplification wasn't just about weight reduction. It also improved reliability by eliminating many potential failure points. Raptor 3 also introduced several groundbreaking changes. For instance, it removed heat shields altogether, a move made possible by advancements in system reliability. This not only shaved off additional mass, but also marked a significant leap in engine durability. Secondary cooling systems were added to better manage temperature and pressure, further enhancing performance under extreme conditions. With such strides made in Raptor 3, it's fascinating to imagine what Raptor 4 might bring. While its full design hasn't been revealed, it's reasonable to speculate that it will take SpaceX's philosophy of simplicity and integration to its logical extreme. Raptor 4 could become a unified, seamless engine, free of the small parts that once posed risks. One key innovation likely to play a role in Raptor 4 is the use of welding techniques to replace traditional flanges and screws. These components, while functional, often absorb and retain heat, increasing the likelihood of overheating and leaks. They also add unnecessary weight to the engine. By switching to welded joints, SpaceX could dramatically reduce mass, improve reliability, and minimize potential failure points. But of course, welding has its drawbacks, particularly when it comes to maintenance and repairs. Unlike flanges and screws, which allow for easy disassembly, welded components would require the engine to be cut apart for servicing. However, the trade-off is worthwhile if it results in lighter, more reliable engines that are better suited to the extreme demands of spaceflight. This shift towards simplicity and integration also has implications for production speed. Currently, Raptor 2 engines are produced at a rate of 1 per day, a remarkable achievement in its own right. With the improvements introduced in Raptor 3, this pace is expected to accelerate. By the time Raptor 4 enters mass production, we could see SpaceX manufacturing multiple engines per day, paving the way for large-scale Starship operations. So, what do you think of Raptor 4? Could it be the engine that finally takes Starship to unprecedented heights? And what other upgrades might SpaceX introduce to push the envelope even further? Share your thoughts in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on SpaceX's incredible journey. With each innovation, they're not just building rockets, they're redefining the future of space exploration. Now, this leads to my next question: when will Raptor 4 make its debut? Indeed, that is the burning question following the excitement around its potential. For now, we know that Raptor 3 is set to power Starship V2 starting in 2025. And with an anticipated increase in launch frequency that year, Raptor 3's performance will likely be proven quickly, clearing the path for its successor, Raptor 4. Looking to the past for clues, SpaceX transitioned to Raptor 2 in 2021, though it didn't become fully operational until later. Based on this timeline, Raptor 2's operational lifecycle spans roughly 2 to 3 years. If this trend continues, it's likely that Raptor 4 will not appear before 2025. Another key indicator for Raptor 4's timeline is SpaceX's Florida expansion plan. This ambitious strategy includes 44 launches annually, utilizing a 150-meter-high Starship version, likely Starship V3, and with an estimated thrust of over 10,000 tons or 103 meganewtons, it's reasonable to assume this version will be powered by Raptor 4. However, achieving such milestones hinges on SpaceX's ability to meet their targeted launch cadence. To launch Starship weekly from Florida, significant progress in operational efficiency is required. If the 2025 goal of 25 Starship launches is achieved, this equates to approximately 2 launches per month, or 1 every 2 weeks. While impressive, this is only halfway to the weekly cadence needed. Realistically speaking, SpaceX could double its launch frequency by 2026, reaching 1 launch per week. This timeline aligns well with Raptor 4's expected debut, giving SpaceX ample time to refine Starship's operations in preparation for major missions like Artemis 3, which is scheduled for sometime in the middle of 2027. If this trajectory holds, 2026 may be the year Raptor 4 ignites its engines, pushing SpaceX further toward revolutionizing space travel. Though it may seem like a long wait until Raptor 4's debut, its steady evolution is undoubtedly causing ripples of concern among competitors, especially those developing methane-powered engines. With Raptor, SpaceX has not only set new benchmarks, but also ignited a fierce race in the realm of space exploration. Methane is increasingly seen as an ideal fuel for modern rocketry, prompting many competitors to adopt it. However, matching SpaceX's advancements remains an elusive goal. Take, for instance, Blue Origin's BE-4 engine. The BE-4 boasts a thrust of 250 tons, a figure that once allowed Blue Origin to claim superiority over Raptor, specifically Raptor 2. Yet this confidence was shattered with the unveiling of Raptor 3, which surpassed BE-4's thrust capabilities. The gap is set to widen even further with the introduction of Raptor 4, leaving BE-4 struggling to keep pace. Beyond thrust, the BE-4 faces significant challenges in its development and deployment. Its sluggish production timeline has caused repeated delays for vehicles like Vulcan, and it has yet to power Blue Origin's new Glenn into orbit. Furthermore, the BE-4's complex design makes it far less adaptable to upgrades compared to the streamlined and ever-improving Raptor. This rigidity diminishes its potential for future versions, leaving it trailing behind. Globally, competition with Raptor also emerges from China, where companies are fervently emulating SpaceX's technology. While many attempts have fallen short, a few have achieved some success, most notably Landspace's Yuchue 2 rocket. However, the advent of Raptor 4 with its unmatched performance and scalability will likely eclipse these efforts. With each iteration, Raptor edges closer to cementing its place as the undisputed leader of space rocket engines, solidifying SpaceX's dominance in the industry. In order to bring the Raptor 4 into reality and fully realize its potential, SpaceX must first conquer several significant challenges. These challenges will be put to the test in upcoming Starship flights, where the engines play a critical role not just in propulsion, but also in navigation and deceleration during landing. Together with the flaps, the engines must demonstrate precision and reliability to guide Starship safely back to Earth. SpaceX's ultimate ambition remains the successful use of the Mechazilla arms for landing. This was accomplished with Super Heavy during Flight 5 and will likely be repeated in Flight 7 and beyond. However, the greater hurdle lies with the ship. This upper stage endures an intense, prolonged journey through space before attempting a controlled landing using the chopstick system. The engines will be central to this effort, enabling SpaceX to achieve its groundbreaking goal of full reusability. Beyond landing, SpaceX must refine the intricate process of engine activation and shutdown. Recent flights have demonstrated progress with smoother transitions between flight phases, yet Starship's aspirations extend beyond Earth, particularly in developing a reliable orbital refueling system. This ambitious undertaking will demand further engine upgrades to ensure efficient and consistent performance under extreme conditions. Overcoming these challenges is essential for SpaceX to pioneer a new era in reusable spaceflight and solidify the Raptor engine as a cornerstone of its success. The Raptor engine drives SpaceX and Starship toward earth-shattering milestones in space exploration. With limitless potential, who knows if a Raptor 5 or 6 might follow? For now, all eyes are on Raptor 4, the most anticipated version yet. Are you ready for its arrival? Re-entry, one of the most intricate and demanding phases of any space mission. Central to this challenge is the heat shield system, traditionally dominated by ceramic tiles, known for their reliability and widespread use. However, Elon Musk and SpaceX are redefining this norm by boldly abandoning ceramic tiles in favor of an innovative solution, an unprecedented approach that has the potential to revolutionize space exploration. How can they afford to move away from ceramic tiles? What makes their new solution so robust? And what other groundbreaking advancements are in store? After several low-altitude flights, SpaceX unveiled a new development in 2021 with the introduction of Starship Prototype S-20, which featured a distinctive black half. This design choice was due to the incorporation of heat-resistant tiles on one side, essential for surviving the intense heat of atmospheric re-entry. This innovation was subsequently adopted in other prototypes, with the exceptions of S-26 and S-27. The tiles were made of ceramic, a material known for its superior heat resistance compared to most metals, a concept proven effective in earlier spacecraft designs. However, despite several iterations and 6 test flights, SpaceX's heat shield system still fell short of expectations. Earlier flights revealed a critical issue. Tiles frequently detached and broke upon impact with the ground. In response, SpaceX implemented improvements, but the system continued to struggle during re-entry. The heat shield proved insufficient to protect sensitive components like the flaps, especially during high-stress phases of flight. After the 4th flight, Musk initiated a significant upgrade to the heat shield system. This included enhancing the material and adding an ablative layer, effectively doubling its strength. These upgrades enabled Starship to better withstand re-entry and achieve successful vertical landings in the subsequent 2 flights. Yet for long-term objectives, such as missions to Mars, these advancements alone might not suffice. Musk has consistently emphasized the need for Starship to have a rapidly reusable and fully robust heat shield system. In order to address this, SpaceX began exploring groundbreaking ideas. Instead of merely refining the existing ceramic system, they considered an entirely new approach: metallic tiles. This was an unexpected choice, as metals are rarely used as heat shield materials. More intriguingly, the material under consideration wasn't exotic. It's stainless steel, the same durable and cost-effective material used in Starship's construction. Stainless steel, with its balance of durability and affordability, appeared to be a promising candidate for a heat shield system comprising tens of thousands of small interlocking units. Evidence of this shift emerged during Flight 6, when SpaceX installed over 2,000 ceramic tiles on both sides of the spacecraft. Though the company didn't explicitly state it, this test likely assessed stainless steel's performance under the extreme heat of re-entry. Observations from the flight indicated that while the stainless steel tiles endured, they exhibited discoloration and slight deformation. This suggested that further refinements to the material were necessary before it could replace ceramic tiles entirely. SpaceX's ambitions extend even further, aiming for a heat shield capable of enduring Mars's unique entry conditions. Footage from Flight 6 revealed tests involving intense flames, which appeared to evaluate the limits of a potential new material, possibly metallic. During these trials, the sample material melted and cracked, suggesting that while promising, the current iteration requires significant enhancement. Musk's vision for metallic heat shields includes a sophisticated support system. He has mentioned integrating metallic shielding supplemented by ullage gas or liquid film cooling as a potential solution. This design would incorporate an active cooling mechanism beneath the metallic tiles. Among the cooling agents considered, water is an obvious candidate due to its prevalent use in existing rocket cooling systems. Additionally, methane and nitrogen, already integral to Starship's operations, offer viable alternatives. Liquid methane, the primary fuel for Starship, is particularly suitable due to its low temperature when liquefied. Nitrogen, as an inert gas, could provide a protective layer against the intense plasma generated during re-entry. This cooling system would function via a method Musk has described as transpirational heat shields. Essentially, the setup would resemble a sandwich-like structure, with coolant flowing through small perforations in the tiles to dissipate heat. This innovative approach could revolutionize the heat shield's functionality, but it also presents significant engineering challenges. Issues such as the increased mass of metallic tiles and the integration of a complex cooling system must be addressed to make the concept viable. Despite these hurdles, the limitations of ceramic tiles and the potential advantages of metallic alternatives justify SpaceX's pursuit of this bold change. The transition from ceramic to metallic tiles represents a calculated risk aimed at achieving a reusable, resilient heat shield system capable of meeting SpaceX's ambitious goals. As SpaceX continues to iterate on these designs, the question remains, will this shift to metallic tiles prove successful? What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for ongoing updates on SpaceX's groundbreaking journey. The ceramic heat shield has served as a cornerstone of spacecraft re-entry systems for decades, and while it will eventually be replaced, its importance is far from over. At least for the upcoming flights, ceramic tiles remain the standard. This provides SpaceX with an invaluable opportunity to push the limits of these tiles, using increasingly challenging re-entry scenarios to test their durability and performance. During these missions, SpaceX plans to complement the ceramic tiles with innovative cooling systems. These systems, once integrated and tested, will mark a critical step forward in the evolution of heat shield technology. If successful, this dual approach will set the stage for a seamless transition to a metallic heat shield system, which promises to revolutionize spacecraft durability and reusability. As of now, SpaceX has produced the Ship 35 prototype, and initial images of the first 3 V2 prototypes confirm that the ceramic materials remain unchanged. This continuity underscores SpaceX's commitment to perfecting their current system before leaping to the next innovation. It's likely that ceramic tiles will still be in use until the pivotal catch of a Starship, possibly during Flight 8 or Flight 9. However, with Starship projected to fly up to 25 times throughout 2025, we can expect the introduction of the metallic heat shield sooner than many might anticipate. Are you excited about this? You should be. These missions aren't just about testing the heat shield's capabilities, they're also about achieving critical milestones, like catching rocket stages. Flight 7, for instance, is set to feature the ambitious mission of catching Super Heavy and landing the Starship vertically in a controlled manner. If this mission is successful, SpaceX will aim to catch Starship during Flight 8. Preparations for this daring feat are already in full swing, with accelerated work underway at the chopstick system, particularly as Starship transitions to the V2 prototype. Catching Super Heavy during Flight 5 was a monumental achievement, demonstrating SpaceX's unparalleled engineering capabilities. However, catching Starship presents an even greater challenge. Starship endures a longer and harsher journey during re-entry, making it a true test of both the heat shield and the catching mechanism. Much like the evolution of the heat shield, catching Starship is a vital component of SpaceX's vision for rapid and full reusability. Achieving this level of reusability is a foundational step toward replacing the ceramic tiles with the metallic heat shield, which aligns with SpaceX's long-term goals. Even though upcoming flights will still rely on ceramic tiles, they should not be overlooked. These missions are laying the groundwork for one of SpaceX's most important innovations, and that is the metallic heat shield. Each flight provides critical data and insights that will inform this transition, emphasizing the tiles' current importance in driving future advancements. When the time comes, SpaceX will replace ceramic tiles with a more advanced solution, once again proving their willingness to depart from tradition in favor of progress. This forward-thinking approach is reminiscent of the broader contrast between SpaceX and NASA. NASA, once the unrivaled leader in space exploration, has struggled in recent years to maintain its edge. While the agency achieved historic milestones such as landing on the moon and constructing the International Space Station, its adherence to traditional methods has hindered progress. Vehicles like the Space Launch System, or SLS, Orion, and the Mobile Launcher has faced significant delays, high costs, and quality concerns. These setbacks have impacted critical programs like Artemis, casting doubt on NASA's ability to lead the next era of space exploration. In contrast, SpaceX thrives on innovation and efficiency. Their Falcon 9 rocket has achieved an unparalleled launch cadence, while Falcon Heavy continues to deliver awe-inspiring performances. The Dragon spacecraft has restored NASA's ability to send astronauts into space independently, and the Starlink satellite constellation has revolutionized global connectivity, providing crucial support during natural disasters and conflicts. Starship, meanwhile, represents the next leap forward, with its groundbreaking design and reusability poised to redefine the industry. But what's more important is that SpaceX has embraced reusability as a core principle, setting them apart from NASA and other aerospace organizations. While NASA explored reusability with the Space Shuttle program, SpaceX has elevated the concept to new heights. The once crazy idea of reusing rockets, championed by Elon Musk 2 decades ago, has now become the foundation of SpaceX's dominance. With this innovative mindset, SpaceX is not just a private company, but a driving force shaping the future of the U.S. aerospace industry. Their ability to take risks and deliver results has positioned them as leaders in a competitive and rapidly evolving field. The upcoming transition to a metallic heat shield is another example of this bold approach, departing from a widely accepted solution like ceramic tiles in favor of a novel design carries inherent risks. However, SpaceX's track record of successful innovation provides a strong basis for confidence. Their history of turning ambitious ideas into reality demonstrates that this small yet impactful change could once again reshape the industry. As we turn our attention to the metallic heat shield, it's clear that this isn't just a technical upgrade. It's a symbol of SpaceX's commitment to redefining what's possible in space exploration. From ceramic tiles to metallic shields, each step in this journey underscores the power of innovation and the vision that drives it. Much like how your support has driven us to give you the most up-to-date and engaging news from the aerospace industry. Exciting updates, everyone! The FAA has officially announced the launch date for Flight 7, marking a pivotal moment for SpaceX. Alongside this, there's significant progress to report on the next flight hardware and the HLS version, showcasing SpaceX's relentless momentum. Elsewhere in the aerospace arena, Blue Origin just celebrated its most successful day in nearly 25 years with a hot-fire test and the issuance of an official launch license. Even I'm excited. Meanwhile, China's attempt at emulating SpaceX has faced a setback, as its copied rocket suffered a failure. After extensive testing of B-14 and S-33, the countdown to Flight 7 continues. While NASA previously announced January 11th as the tentative launch date, SpaceX has yet to confirm. However, the FAA recently published an advisory detailed document specifying January 10th as the primary launch date for Flight 7, with a launch window from 4 p.m. to 5:37 p.m. Central. Backup windows are scheduled from January 11th through January 16th. If accurate, this timeline suggests the launch may happen earlier than NASA's announcement, likely in the afternoon, to enable Starship landing observations. Intriguingly, the FAA's announcement appears to have been deleted, leaving us awaiting further clarification. Currently, both stages of Flight 7, presumably B-14 and S-33, seem to have completed their checks and installation. Transportation to the launch pad for integration testing may be imminent. Road closures have been announced for December 30th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. or December 31st from midnight to 3 in the morning Central, indicating that SpaceX is poised to begin 2025 with significant momentum. This aligns well with the potential launch schedule, reinforcing expectations for an early January liftoff. Progress on hardware for future flights is also notable. Booster 14, designated for Flight 8, recently underwent cryogenic testing at Massey. Road closures for December 29th from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon or December 30th from midnight to 4 in the morning hint that the testing phase may conclude shortly. Alternatively, these closures could indicate that Ship 34, the companion hardware for Flight 8, will soon arrive for integrated testing with B-15. Adding to SpaceX's success, the FCC has approved operations for Starship HLS. The approval outlines a series of Starship missions and includes orbital paths resembling those planned for the HLS version. If accurate, this is a promising development for SpaceX. With over 2 years to establish Starship's operational stability, the company appears on track to complete production and launch the HLS variant for a lunar mission in mid-2027. These milestones underscore SpaceX's commitment to advancing Starship's capabilities and achieving its ambitious goals, keeping the aerospace community eagerly anticipating what lies ahead. Meanwhile, Blue Origin's New Glenn has taken center stage in the aerospace industry, with December 27th marking a pivotal moment in its journey. On that date, the rocket conducted a successful hot-fire test at Launch Complex 36 at Cape Canaveral, signaling significant progress for the company after years of delays and challenges. This test featured all 7 BE-4 engines firing simultaneously, producing a combined thrust of 1,750 tons, or 3.85 million pounds. The engines burned for 24 seconds, including 13 seconds at full power, a display of capability that demonstrates New Glenn's potential as a heavy-lift rocket. Compared to SpaceX's Super Heavy booster, New Glenn's lower thrust allows it to conduct extended firings without risking damage to the launch pad, offering a strategic advantage during testing. The pre-test procedures, such as system connections and fuel loading, were completed smoothly, reinforcing Blue Origin's readiness for launch operations. Following the test, Blue Origin released a confident statement. The campaign met all objectives and marks the final major test prior to launch. The objectives included validating day-of-launch procedures, testing the rocket's systems, and evaluating the ground infrastructure. With this milestone achieved, Blue Origin declared that New Glenn is on track for its maiden flight. This achievement sparked reactions across the industry, beginning with Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin's founder. Bezos, who had been relatively quiet about New Glenn in recent years, shared his excitement on X by posting a video of the test with the caption, "Next stop, launch." His enthusiasm reflects the significance of this moment, as Blue Origin has faced criticism for its slow progress and missed deadlines over the years. For Bezos, this milestone represents a long-awaited validation of his company's efforts. Dave Limp, Blue Origin's current CEO, also celebrated the achievement, tweeting, "Well, all we have left to do is mate our encapsulated payload and then launch. Congrats to the many Blue folks on today's test." Limp's detailed message highlighted the success of New Glenn's individual systems, showcasing the comprehensive progress the company has made toward operational readiness. One of the more unexpected reactions came from Elon Musk, founder of SpaceX and often perceived as Bezos' rival in the commercial space sector. Musk responded to Bezos' tweet with a simple yet meaningful message, "Godspeed." This rare exchange between the two billionaires underscores the importance of New Glenn's progress. Musk's acknowledgement also hints at the growing competitiveness in the industry, as Blue Origin aims to position itself as a serious contender alongside SpaceX. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman added his voice to the mix, writing on X, "Big milestone for Blue Origin," and Dave Limp Hope the results are favorable. The entire space community is excited to see more big, reusable rockets launching regularly. NASA's interest in New Glenn is substantial given the rocket's inclusion in the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon. New Glenn's success could enhance NASA's ability to achieve its ambitious goals for lunar exploration and beyond. In addition to the successful hot fire test, Blue Origin achieved another critical milestone, obtaining the FAA's Part 450 commercial space launch license for New Glenn. This license, valid for 5 years, authorizes Blue Origin to conduct orbital missions from Cape Canaveral, with the reusable first stage landing on a barge in the Atlantic Ocean. The FAA's announcement praised Blue Origin for meeting all safety, environmental, and licensing requirements well ahead of the statutory deadline. Kelvin B. Coleman, Associate Administrator for Commercial Space Transportation at the FAA, remarked, "The FAA is committed to enabling the success of the U.S. commercial space transportation industry without compromising public safety." Dave Flimp expressed gratitude for the FAA's partnership, noting, "Here's to NG1. We are really close, folks." While these developments are promising, Blue Origin has not yet announced a specific date for New Glenn's inaugural flight. However, the FAA's advisory details document suggests an optimistic timeline, listing January 6th as the primary launch date with a backup date of January 7th. If accurate, this schedule positions New Glenn for an early January liftoff. However, skepticism remains due to the logistical challenges of final preparations, including payload integration and operational readiness checks. What are your thoughts? Which rocket do you think will launch first? Share your predictions in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest developments in space exploration. Speaking of rocket launches, China recently faced a setback in its aerospace efforts with the failure of a copycat rocket developed by CAS Space. The incident involved the Kinetica 1, also known as Lijian 1, which lifted off at 8:03 p.m. on December 26th from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. While the launch seemed promising initially, the mission failed a few hours later. According to an update from CAS Space, the first 2 stages performed as expected, but the third stage encountered a critical issue. We can confirm that the first 2 stages were nominal. Stage 3 lost attitude 3 seconds after ignition, and the self-destruct mechanism was activated, the company reported. Investigations are ongoing to determine the cause of the failure. This marks the first failure for the Kinetica 1 rocket after 5 previously successful missions. The setback is expected to impact CAS Space's future plans, including the anticipated release of the Kinetica 2 rocket, another design inspired by SpaceX, which was slated for late 2025. Despite this failure, China achieved a notable milestone in 2024 with 68 launches, surpassing its previous record of 67 in 2023. These launches placed 260 spacecraft into orbit, up from 221 the prior year. However, this falls short of China's ambitious goal of 100 launches in 2024, and it pales in comparison to the 150 successful launches achieved by the United States, a figure bolstered significantly by SpaceX. These numbers show the United States' continued dominance in the aerospace sector. As SpaceX leads the charge with groundbreaking advancements, it solidifies the U.S.'s position as the industry leader despite growing competition from China. Looking ahead to 2025, the stage is set for an even more dynamic and competitive space race. On December 5th, SpaceX carried out another Falcon 9 launch, a routine feat by now. However, something unexpected caught everyone's attention during the booster's landing on the drone ship. A burst of water sprayed upward. That was the water deluge system in action. While this feature is a more familiar sight in Starship operations, its appearance on Falcon 9's ocean landing platform is a game changer, hinting at exciting potential for SpaceX's technological advancements. This innovation puts SpaceX leagues ahead of its competitors, especially Blue Origin, which recently announced an oddly vague and underwhelming upgrade to their own drone ship system. So why is SpaceX implementing the water deluge system here? How will it evolve moving forward, and why does Blue Origin's system struggle to match SpaceX's brilliance? You may already know about the water deluge system installed on the Starship launch pad. Introduced after the challenges of Flight 1, this system has played a pivotal role in supporting subsequent flights. However, until recently, it was absent from the Falcon 9 program. That changed during the December 5th landing of booster B-1076 on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship. This event marked a significant milestone, the 19th landing of this particular booster, the 100th successful landing of JRTI, and the 380th overall recovery for SpaceX. Interestingly, this landing also showcased the first use of a water deluge system on a Falcon 9 drone ship landing. Through careful observation, I noted that the water spray was moderate, initiating 2 seconds after the booster's landing legs deployed and continuing for about 5 seconds before touchdown and engine shutdown. The system installed near the booster's landing position appears to comprise 4 water pipes. Falcon 9, which has been in operation for nearly 15 years, has relied on 2 primary landing methods, returning to designated landing zones and vertically landing on drone ships. Vertical landings on drone ships became a reality on April 8th of 2016 when SpaceX achieved its first success with this method. Since then, they've completed more than 300 such recoveries. Yet despite these achievements, the use of a water deluge system during the December 5th landing is a groundbreaking development for Falcon 9 operations. So why did SpaceX implement this system now? The answer is straightforward. It's about protection and longevity. While the thrust during landing is less intense than during liftoff, the heat and pressure generated are still significant enough to potentially damage the drone ship's surface. By spraying water during landing, SpaceX minimizes heat and pressure impacts, safeguarding both the booster and the landing platform. Some may argue that adding this system seems unnecessary, especially since drone ships like JRTI have operated without major issues since 2016. However, I believe this upgrade will enhance the drone ship's longevity and reliability. SpaceX is rapidly increasing its launch cadence. Falcon 9, already the most flown rocket of 2022, saw an even sharper rise in launches in 2023 and has already exceeded 120 launches this year. With such a heavy workload, wear and tear on the drone ships are inevitable, making preventative measures like the water deluge system essential. What's particularly notable is that the system appears to use potable water instead of seawater. This choice makes sense as seawater's corrosive properties could harm both the drone ship and the booster over time. The water is likely inspected and replaced when the drone ship returns to port for booster refurbishment. This upgrade underscores SpaceX's commitment to continuous improvement. Not only are they increasing the number of landings, but they're also making those landings safer and more efficient. It's worth noting that this decision likely stems from lessons learned during a few challenges SpaceX faced this year, including a landing issue in August of 2024. As launch frequencies continue to rise, so too do the risks. Enhancements like the water deluge system help mitigate these risks, ensuring smoother operations in the future. Are you as excited about this new SpaceX upgrade as I am? If so, let's hear a resounding great landing in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on SpaceX's remarkable journey. Beyond Falcon 9, it's entirely plausible that we'll see this system expanded to support Starship operations. After all, the water deluge system has already proven its effectiveness with Starship launches. Applying it to Starship landings, particularly on drone ships, is a logical next step. As SpaceX increases its launch frequency in the coming years, alternative landing methods may be required to complement the Mechazilla catch system. Landing Starship on drone ships has already been discussed in environmental assessments for operations in Florida and Texas. However, adapting this method to Starship will be a more complex challenge due to its massive size and power. Consider the scale of Starship. The full stack will stand 150 meters tall, with the Super Heavy booster alone reaching 80 meters, and the ship adding another 70 meters. The thrust of a single Raptor V3 engine will soon reach 280 tons, with a 330-ton version already planned. These enormous forces will demand larger drone ships equipped with even more robust water deluge systems. Additionally, Starship stages will require significant design modifications, such as adding landing legs to make this method feasible. Despite these challenges, I have no doubt that the SpaceX team will rise to the occasion. With ample time to refine the system on Falcon 9, they can methodically adapt it for Starship. For now, the priority remains stabilizing super heavy landings with the Megazilla arm and perfecting ship landings using the same system. Once these milestones are achieved, deploying drone ships for Starship landings will likely become a serious consideration. SpaceX continues to redefine the boundaries of possibility, and the introduction of the water deluge system for Falcon 9 landings is yet another step forward. This innovation not only ensures the safety and efficiency of current operations, but also lays the groundwork for even more ambitious endeavors in the future. Indeed, the advancement of SpaceX's landing systems continues to solidify its dominance over competitors, including Blue Origin, which is also working on a landing system for its drone ship. Despite not yet launching a single rocket, Blue Origin has developed a system designed for landing its New Glenn booster. Introduced in September of this year, the system, named Jacqueline, was initially met with enthusiasm. However, progress on this system has been minimal, and recent updates have only raised skepticism. Blue Origin's CEO, Dave Limp, recently shared an image of a platform built on the drone ship, providing some insights into the system. In his update, Limp explained, "One cool system on Jacqueline is our Recovery Remotely Operated Vehicle, or ROV, that connects to New Glenn's reusable booster stage immediately after landing. This connection provides power, communication, and pneumatic links between the booster and the platform. The ROV has a footprint similar to an F-150 truck, but is considerably taller, standing around 14 feet tall when the manipulator arm is raised. During landing, it's operated from a support vessel 5 to 10 nautical miles away from Jacqueline." He also confidently claimed, "Our sea-based landing platform for New Glenn is one of the largest remotely operated vessels in the world," adding, "What's great about this setup is that it greatly speeds up mission turnaround times and keeps the crew safer." While these updates sound impressive on paper, they expose underlying challenges and potential pitfalls. Based on observations, this platform is likely intended for booster refurbishment. The booster would land similarly to SpaceX rockets, be lifted into the platform, and undergo partial refurbishment during its return to the mainland. At first glance, this seems innovative, but upon closer inspection, the plan appears fraught with inefficiencies and risks. For one, this approach requires additional systems aboard the drone ship, such as lifting mechanisms and pneumatic setups. Refurbishing while the platform is in transit is inherently risky, as motion introduces instability. Blue Origin's focus on speeding up turnaround times seems to be complicating their process unnecessarily. In contrast, SpaceX's streamlined system, where the booster lands on a drone ship and is then transported for refurbishment on land, is far simpler and more efficient. Another significant issue is precision. Landing a rocket on a drone ship is already a formidable challenge, one that SpaceX has mastered, but that remains untested for Blue Origin. Adding a complex platform, along with other structures, such as small offices already visible on Jacqueline, only increases the risk. The risk is compounded by the fact that New Glenn has yet to fly, meaning there is no proven reliability in its navigation or landing systems. Attempting a drone ship landing on its maiden flight is a high-risk proposition, and adding further complexity increases the chance of failure. The size of the platform also raises concerns. At 14 feet or 4.2 meters tall, the ROV platform is significantly shorter than the 189-foot tall or 57.5-meter New Glenn booster. This disparity heightens the risk of instability during transportation. If the system isn't robust enough to securely hold the booster, it could topple, causing extensive damage to the vehicle. Blue Origin faces major challenges before implementing its recovery system, starting with launching New Glenn successfully. Their focus should be achieving a reliable launch and orbital insertion before tackling complex landing and refurbishment processes. While their ambition to rival SpaceX in reusability is clear, prioritizing rapid turnaround and advanced systems over fundamentals risks further setbacks. To contribute meaningfully to the evolving aerospace industry, Blue Origin must reassess its priorities. For now, the gap between them and SpaceX remains significant, with their ability to close it uncertain. In any case, folks, that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, this has been Kevin from Great SpaceX. Until next time, keep looking up.